Hey, fifth grade. This is an example of what we're going to be making for our next project. This is not exactly how we're going to be making it, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what we're making, so you could kind of envision what you want to make for your project as we go through the steps each week. This project is going to take about 3 weeks, so this is just the first step in this project. We're going to be making some graffiti art. If you want a little bit more information about graffiti art, you can take a look at the Google slide presentation that I posted on Schoology, and you can learn a little bit more about that. What we're going to be doing today is just the letters. So what your graffiti is going to say is your name. You can do your first name, your last name, or even a nickname. So I'm thinking that this person's name is Brittany, and they shortened it to Brit as a nickname. So we're gonna use this as our example alphabet of the letters that you're going to be using for this graffiti project. And this is also posted on Schoology. So you can access this alphabet and copy it from your Schoology, or you can just pause this video and look at the letters that way. But you're gonna go through the alphabet and choose the letters that will spell your name or your last name or your nickname, and that's what we're doing for today. So I'm just gonna have this off to the side while I'm drawing my letters. So my piece of paper I'm gonna hold sideways because Shupard is kind of long. So I'm turning my paper this way instead of this way so that I have more room on my paper. So this is called horizontal. I'm gonna have my paper going horizontally so I have room for all the letters of Shupard. So I'm gonna start with the S, and you just do a regular block letter S, but it does have this like arrow on the end. So I'm gonna do my block letter. I think I did it way too big, so I'm gonna run out of room for the rest of my letters. So I just have to make sure that the rest of my letters are not as big as the S that I just drew. And then once you have that, then you go ahead and put the arrow on it. I will say this for graffiti letters. I don't know if you've ever seen graffiti in real life or looking at this example. See how some of the letters overlap and they're very, very close together. So try to get your letters very close together, or even maybe a little bit overlapping. It's going to make it look more like graffiti. So I'm even going to go just for the H in Shupard. I'm going to go a lot closer, like just right here. So I'm not gonna draw the line of the H here because it's overlapping, and then I'm gonna come back over to finish the rest of the letter H. All right, and then draw the arrow right like that, just like this one. So my H is a lot taller and skinnier than this one, only because, like I said, I did my S so big that now my other letters are gonna have to be a little bit squished, but that's okay. However your letters turn out is fine, as long as you can read them. They don't have to look exactly like these, but let's try to get them to look as close to graffiti as we can. Now I'm looking on here and I noticed that the U doesn't have any arrows on it, so I'm just gonna start it right here and just go right like that. And now I need the P. And there is an arrow at the bottom of the P right here. And there's a triangle on the inside instead of a normal. Normally, if you were doing like block letters, this would curve around the same shape as the P, but for this graffiti letter, it has a triangle. So we're just gonna follow along with what we have on here. And then we need an A. Gonna make my A kind of small. Let's pretend like the rest of the A comes up here and then comes back down. Like I said, I'm kind of trying to Again, my P got too big, so now I'm trying to make the A really small. So the letters don't have to all be the same size, I'll tell you that much. And a little triangle inside the A. And now, in the space that I have left, I have to somehow fit an R and a D. So let's see, A, R. We're gonna really squish it in here. Let's just pretend that the rest of the R went behind this arrow, and then put the arrow for the R over here. A triangle inside, and then all I have left is the D, and on here it just shows it as a regular D. So let's just go pretend like it goes behind the R a little bit. I'm gonna make it as big as I can, so I go all the way off to the edge of my paper and then do the inside right like that. I think the trickiest part for you guys watching this video is gonna be trying to do the overlapping parts. If it's easier for you, you can draw the entire letter, like let's just say I wanted to draw the entire A, and then just erase away the part that is covered up by the P. You could do it that way too, if that's easier, but you just have to draw really lightly if you do it that way, because if you press too hard with your pencil, then it's gonna be really hard to erase and it's not gonna look good. All right, so that is all I want you to do for today. I want you to take a pencil, I want you to take your alphabet with the graffiti letters, and I want you to write your name. Like I said, it could be your first name, your last name, or even a nickname, and that is it. So the next few weeks, we're gonna work on tracing our letters with black and even creating this shadow. We're gonna work on adding some colors around it, and then the very last step is gonna be adding in the bricks in the background to make it look like we spray painted it onto a wall. But your letters, that's all you need to get done for today.